Episode of Kerie's. Well, this episode is going to be called Living Tarot. And excuse the stain on my shirt because I made dinner and kind of got some splashes of some sauce on me while I was making the food. But anyway, I just wanted to go live, you know? So, but in this episode of Living Tarot, we're going to kind of potentially continue on from where we left off in the last episode of Living Tarot, okay? So there seems to be something that is unfolding in the tarot from my last episode, and if you haven't checked that out, go on over to after this live stream is complete, I'll have a link to where you can watch the previous live stream of this particular storyline. I think there's something going on here that I want to get some more insights about, okay? And for whoever it may resonate for as well. And this video is for entertainment purposes, so take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? But before I get started, I'm going to read something that I was guided and inspired to put together. Okay, so I'm going to read this and then I'm going to get started with the reading. It says, I do not consent to the stalking or hacking, tracking, monitoring of me or my children. Okay, any of that type of illegal activity, I do not consent. I do not consent to any insurance policies of any kind taken out on me or any of my children without my consent. Okay? And I have not given consent. Confirmation. I do not consent to anyone copying my energy or my likeness or my voice. Okay? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I also do not consent to anyone forging my signature on any documentation and pretending to be me. If you would like to support me in my efforts, you can purchase something from my website at legacykeyleaf.com, or if you're so inspired, you can send a donation via Cash App to $LegacyKeyLeaf. All right. So now that I got that in the way, I will move forward. Hello to whoever just joined. Thank you so much. I'm going to be pulling some cards on an episode of Living Tarot, okay? And I have a stain on my shirt, so hopefully, I'm trying to tuck it away. I made some dinner tonight and, kind of got some stuff on my clothes. Oh, well, it happens. All right. So I'm going to start with the tarot. I'm going to kind of see where that leads. Oh, actually, maybe before starting with the tarot, I have a deck that was put together, that I was inspired to put together, okay? And this is my Living Tarot street sign deck, okay? So all of the words that are on these cards are words that were from street signs, okay? I've done some traveling over the past, little while. And in my travels, I have come across some street signs that were very interesting. And so I was inspired and guided to just jot those down. And so in doing that, I basically have a whole deck created based on street sign names, okay? So we're going to kind of see how this may move forward, okay? What I will do, I will recap on the previous episode of Living Tarot, and I think that's what I'll do going forward. Each episode I may recall or revisit the cards that were pulled from that episode, and then we'll continue on to see if this is a story that's unfolding for someone out there, okay? And if this resonates, wonderful. If it doesn't, that's okay too, okay? This is for entertainment purposes, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so in the last episode, well, before I get started, actually, I'm going to move these over. I want to just clear the energy in my space, okay? So I'm just going to light a piece of sage. It's a little tiny piece of sage. I'm going to light that, okay? Lighting some sage, okay? I'm going to clear the energy in my space, okay? Because I want clear information with regards to this particular message, okay? Thank you. A clear channel of information with regards to this. All right, and thank you for hanging out with me. If at any point during this video, if you're so inspired to give it a thumbs up, a like, a comment, or a subscribe, that would be appreciated. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm gonna get started. Let's see what's going on. All right, so in the last episode of Living Tarot, the cards that came out were, we had St. Paul, okay? So perhaps this may resonate with someone out there. We had Gothic and Knights, okay? We had Freezer. Thank you for that like I just saw pop up. Excuse me. We had the word heist. We had the word Mason. We had the word Pix. We had the word sip. We had the word mirror. And at the end of this live stream, I'm going to put a link to the video that I did previously that actually gave the reading on all of these words that I'm just recanting right now. Okay, then I'm going to move forward and pull some more cards. All right? Okay. Foul mouth came out. Gamble came out. Coven. Powers. The name Benjamin came out. The word Midtown. The word awakened. And this is in no particular order, okay? These cards are scrambled right now. The word diamond. The word Titan. Pirates. Monarch. Pharaohs. Old. Treasure. Fisherman. And swagger. All right, so those were the cards that came out on the last episode of Living Tarot. And so I'll link to that video so whoever can watch that at your leisure. Okay, so that'll explain all of these. And it was developing into a story where there was some sort of theft that was being discovered in the tarot, okay? And it was basically giving some insights as to who some of the characters may be in said theft. It was basically a failed destiny swap attempt, okay? Now, what is a destiny swap? A destiny swap is when, well, this is just a very basic idea of what that may be. A destiny swap is when someone has information about another party and decides that they want to take over that other individual's whatever, okay? So in a lot of cases, when you're dealing with witches and warlocks, they basically try to siphon someone's essence in order to transfer it to someone else. And I know that sounds like some movie shit, but the movies get it from. What do they say? What's the saying? Art imitates life. Okay? In the movies, they just make it seem all fancy and, all, they have the fluff and the sparkles and all that stuff to put behind it and the speed. But in real life, it takes time. And for those who don't realize that that's what may be underway in their experience, a whole lot can go on in their life, and they could just be wondering, what is going on? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Not realizing that there may be people behind the scenes who are making an effort to steal from them. Okay? So that is what was discovered in the last episode of Living Tarot. Okay? That there was some type of a heist that folks were attempting to do on someone else. Okay? And all the characters were in that story. So I'm going to put these cards back in the deck. We'll see if any of these cards come out in this new card pull. All right? But I'm just going to mix them in. And thanks for whoever is popping in. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm just going to go until it feels like I'm done. Okay? So if you want to hang out, hang out. If not, you can watch the replay. But whatever you decide, if you are so inspired to give this video a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. So thank you. All right. Move my tarot cards. So we're going to see what's going on. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this message. Thank you. I'm just shuffling here. Hi, whoever's in the chat. I'm still pretty new to this live stream thing, so I am not really checking the chat that often or at all. But thank you for your contribution. All right. So let's see. I'm just shuffling this. I don't know if you can even see me shuffling this, but I am. Let's see if I move my seat back. Oh, it's back all the way. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this message. Thank you. All right. Let's see what's going on. Something fishy in the air. And it stinks. And so, this can be somewhat of a, basically one of the things that I'm discovering about myself at this point in my life is that I have some talents. I'll call them talents, some gifts. To be able to look deeper into situations and see things that other people may not actually see. Okay? Some would call that clairvoyance. Some might call that psychic. Some might call that prophetic. Okay? Depending on your lane of philosophy. Okay? So, with that, I use the cards in order to help organize. These are puzzle pieces, okay? To me, these are puzzle pieces. So imagine a puzzle, right? And you got all of these little puzzle pieces. It's a picture on the box of the puzzle, so you kind of know what it's gonna look like, okay? But this type of a puzzle is there's all of these pieces. You don't know what it's going to look like until you start putting the pieces together. So it's a little bit more tricky. And not everybody can do that. But I'm so happy and grateful that I am able to help put together some pieces to a puzzle for those individuals who may be seeking some insights into what it is in their experience that they may be going through. Okay? All of what I may pull may have nothing to do with you, okay? But for someone out there, it may be just what they're looking for, okay? So I'm hopeful that I can be helpful in whatever that might be for whoever that's for. All right. So, Source, Higher Self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this message. Thank you. And in some ways, this is kind of like a bit of an investigation, okay? Psychic investigation to help get to the bottom of a situation, because theft is a very big crime, okay? All right. So the word sunny came out. All right, so I'm just going to lay these cards out as they come out. Sunny. So a sunny day, maybe somebody's name might be Sunny, but sunny, okay? Now, again, these cards were put together in my travels from street signs, okay? Names of streets, okay? Or roads or avenues or boulevards. But if it was something that I was driving past and I was inspired to jot it down, then that is why it's in this deck, okay? So let's see how this puzzle unfolds. And thanks for those of you who are joining in, okay? I am not really paying attention to the chat, but if you're in the chat, consider being respectful in there. Thank you. All right, so I got a couple of cards that have come out. So the first one here is Venom, okay? So we've got Sunny, we've got Venom, okay? I'm going to put the rest back, okay? And we'll see how this story unfolds. Sunny Venom. Hold on. There's some letters, some cards that flipped that letters. XD. XD. So, not sure what that might mean to someone, but either the initials X and D, okay? X'd. Maybe someone got X'd out of something, or maybe someone's initials might be X and D. All right, so we've got Mason at the bottom of the deck. So we had that card last time, okay? We'll see if it comes up. Source, Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this message. Thank you. If there's any interference, please block it. Thank you. Okay. All right. We've got something that fell out. It says best friend. Okay, so perhaps something has to do with a best friend. Okay. So we've got Sunny, we've got Venom, and Venom is, I guess that's what, a poison of some sort. We've got the letters XD. We've got best friend. Okay. We've got master. So perhaps someone is a master at something. We've got lightning. We've got X-Men. Now, again, these were street names, okay? We've got Cox. Okay, this was a street name. Cox. And then we've got Voodoo. All right. Now, what in the world is this talking about? So, something to do with the best friend, okay? Something to do with a master, okay? We saw Mason at the bottom of the deck. I left it in the deck, okay? But perhaps someone might be a master Mason, best friend of some sort. We've got Cox and X-Men. So perhaps they have some type of X-Men. The only thing I think about when I see X-Men is, you know, the folks who have special abilities. Okay, so perhaps this person has special abilities. Okay. Lightning and venom. All right, we're gonna keep going and see how this pulls together. So far, that's an interesting group of words. I'm going to pause for this moment. I'm going to light another piece of sage, okay? And again, I'm taking my time, just going to see how this unfolds and take it from there. But yeah, I want to keep the energy clear in the space where I'm at. Okay? Keep the energy clear. There's different folks walking around and doing stuff, and I think it's important for me to keep the energy clear here, so I can get a nice, clear read. Thank you. All right. Let's continue. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this. Thank you. So we had sunny and we had lightning. So we're dealing with weather elements, okay? Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration. We've got treasure and we've got key. Treasure key. Interesting. Because in the last reading, there was some sort of failed attempt at stealing something from someone, okay? And there was a treasure involved, okay? And so we've got treasure and key out again. So I'll take those. And again, I made dinner earlier. Some stains on my shirt, so I keep folding it to try to, you know, not to be on camera, but what do you do? All right. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this message. Thank you. What other bits of information go along with those cards that were already pulled? St. Paul. So St. Paul, this came out before. So it has something to do with someone named St. Paul, someone, a facility with this name, a location, something to do with a St. Paul, okay? Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration. So we've got a St. Paul, a treasure, and a key. Something to do with lightning and the sun. Okay. Source, higher self. There's so many cards here. My hands are not that large. So I'll see how I can do this. Okay. So we've got a lightning. We had lightning, as was one of the cards. Sunny. We had master. And St. Paul. It's starting to sound a little interestingly biblical for those who follow that storyline. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this message. Thank you. Cards that came out, again, Gothic Knights. Now, these two cards came out at the last reading, okay? Now, out of all these cards came out again, all right? So there is some type of correlation to the last reading and this one, okay? For these cards to be coming back out, okay? Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Let me just organize, make sure they're right side up. And thank you for those of you who are popping in. Thank you. And if at any point you're inspired to give it a thumbs up, please do so. Thank you. Okay. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this. Thank you. I don't have any. Oh, well, look at that. Somebody's a hoe. Somebody maybe with the name Maury. Wait a second. Isn't there a show? I'm trying to think. There's a show with that person's name. Something to do with West Side. So maybe the west side of the country or west side of the world. And then we've got Worldwide Coven. All right. So I'm going to just pause and do a recap of the words that have come out so far in this reading. XD. Okay, so perhaps these are initials, perhaps they mean something to somebody out there, but the letters X and the letters D. Okay. Or if we want to, be sounded out, X'd. Okay, so perhaps someone was X'd, crossed out of something, removed from something. Yeah, perhaps somebody got cut out of something. All right, and it has something to do with cocks, okay? And when I see that, I put these two words together, okay? So perhaps somebody was a bit of a all right. So perhaps we're dealing with someone, who just, is a bit of a okay. All right, let me just kind of keep going. All right, we've got the word sunny. All right, so perhaps it has something to do with something being sunny or the sun. Okay, something to do with the west side, potentially, for whoever this may resonate for. A Maury. A worldwide coven. Coven. Some people don't know what a coven is, all right? So, for those of you who might be tuning in, a coven is like, well, from my perspective, a coven is like a church for witches and warlocks. They call where they gather a coven, okay? Like people who are in different religious organizations, say Christianity, they would call theirs a church. Other people may call it a temple or a synagogue or whatever, wherever they gather. But for witches and warlocks, they call them covens, okay? So we're dealing with the worldwide coven. So that would mean that if we're dealing with something worldwide, that means that they have a lot of resources in order to reach the masses, okay? With whatever this heist, theft operation was. That was a failed attempt, okay? And then we're dealing with some voodoo. All right, so perhaps with this worldwide coven, perhaps they were doing voodoo on people, okay? Maybe doing voodoo in order to, and what is voodoo? Some people don't know. Voodoo is a style of witchcraft, okay? Or a style, I'll call it magic, all right? And it's based, well, I'll just say that, all right? So if we're dealing with the worldwide coven, perhaps they were all doing voodoo in one way, shape, or form against someone. Okay. Oh, I think I'm putting this together. Okay. These puzzle pieces are starting to come together a little bit better now. All right. A sunny master. All right, these are different words. A sunny master, right? master what? Perhaps a master mason, okay? Who has special capabilities, X-Men capabilities type of thing, and something to do with lightning. Okay. And maybe that person had a best friend, okay? His best friend is in here. We've got Venom, okay? That kind of goes along with that whole special abilities thing if we're thinking, you know, from an X-Men perspective, right? We've got Venom. Or perhaps it could be poison. So maybe something was poisonous in this situation. We've got St. Paul, okay? So perhaps there was an organization, a location, or person by this name, okay? And this came out in the last reading as well. Something to do with Gothic or knights, okay? And again, these were street signs that are gathered together. And there's some type of a treasure, and there's a key to it. And then Swagger came out. That's a lot of cards. I'm wondering if I should pause or stop with those cards, but I'm gonna pull a few more of those, because why not? I'm out here. And thank you for tuning in and joining. Thank you, I appreciate it. And if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate the engagement. I'm not really checking the chat, but if you leave a message there, please be respectful in your commenting. It would be appreciated. And if you want to support me in my efforts, you can visit my website at legacykeyleaf.com or a Cash App donation to $LegacyKeyLeaf. All right, now back to the reading. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this. Are there any other cards from this deck that are relevant to this reading for me to pull out? Thank you. In continuation from the last reading. Thank you. Thank you. If not, I'm going to end up pulling from, I have a deck called What's the Situation? Okay, so this came out. Stall. All right. So perhaps there's a situation going on where they want to stall, where they're trying to hold off on something because for some reason. So let's see. Why would they want to stall? Because if there's a treasure, perhaps they're not getting it. Well, they're not getting it. They're thieves. Why would thieves get it? Of course not. But they want to stall, meaning they want to delay. They want to cause a delay. They're like, hold, wait, stop. Let's regroup. Right? This is what they're saying. Let's regroup. Let's regroup and see how, you know, they may be able to, I'm looking at the cards here, do some more of this. It's like they're relentless to continue doing, you know, black magic practices against someone, all in an effort to steal that individual's treasure. Right? All in an effort to steal from the person. So they want to stall. They're like, we gotta figure something else out, because everything that they have tried hasn't worked. So they keep trying to stall in order to figure out another opportunity to turn it around and has something, sorry about that. It has something to do with a morning star and a raptor. Raptor. Sounds like rapture, right? Raptor. Or it sounds like some type of a, you know, dinosaur, some type of old reptile type of a creature. So they want to stall. They want to try to recover their losses to some degree in order to see how they can continue to try to get the treasure. All right. So, let me see if there's anything else here, and then I'm going to pull from another deck. So, thank you for still hanging out with me. Okay, lavender. That's pretty. That's calming, right? Lavender, something very calming and relaxing. So if you're finding yourself in a situation that's got you, where people may be doing any type of black magic against you, lavender is something that you can consider acquiring for yourself if you don't already have any, okay? And that could be in an essential oil, that could be in a sage stick, okay? Sage stick. I have one in here, but it's not easy for me to get to at the moment, so I won't even try. But there's regular sage sticks, and then there's lavender sage sticks. So consider getting yourself some lavender, or any type of thing that may have lavender in it could be helpful for you. Okay, I love the smell of lavender. It smells so nice when it's real, authentic lavender, not anything else. Source higher self. Oh, and I do have lavender stuff at my website. So if you're looking for anything with lavender, check out my site. All right, source. And that's at legacykeyleaf.com. All right. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Is there anything else to this story? So we know there's some type of situation where folks are trying to steal from someone. They're trying to steal a treasure. And from the last reading, we know it had to do something with a monarch and a pharaoh. And there's some type of a key to this treasure. Has something to do with a worldwide coven, voodoo, and what else? All right, we've got the word shady, all right? So this whole situation is shady, okay? We've got bunker. So perhaps people are at a point right now where they, you know, some folks may be in some type of a situation where a bunker may be involved. And then we've got the word noble, okay? So somebody in this situation is being noble about everything that's going on. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Please help guide this. Thank you. What else? What else about this? Thank you. Because whoever may be going through this type of a situation, the best thing I can say is to do what you can to remain as balanced as you possibly can. Because all of these energies want to do is lower your vibration so that you, because when a vibration is lowered, meaning if they can get you from being from a happy state to a sad state, to them, that means that they have an opportunity to pierce through your energetic field, right? In order for their wickedness to try to attach to you. So if you do things in order to keep yourself in a high vibration, whatever those things might be for you. Okay, and when I say that, I mean things that help you feel happy. For me, it's thinking about the things that I'm grateful for. Okay, no matter what the situation is that might be going on, what can I find to think about that I'm grateful for? Even if it's the smallest thing. Because gratitude helps to shift your mood. Okay? It can take you from feeling really low, and you just keep thinking of things to help you pull yourself up. Okay? Mentally. Okay? Sometimes it's laughter. Okay? So sometimes it's just a matter of putting on something that can help you laugh. Right? They say laughter is a medicine. Right? In some ways, it's just a way to be able to pull your vibe up. Okay? For some people, it may be exercising. For some people, it's different for everyone. But whatever that is for you as an individual, and I'm not a therapist or anything. I'm a mom. Okay? So this is how I talk to my kids in order to help them pull themselves together when they have a moment of, frustration. Because it happens. We all have those moments of frustration, right? Where we want to lash out but it's what do you do in those times? How do you manage yourself in those situations? And so, that would be my suggestion as a mom. Okay? Not a licensed therapist or anything. I just have experience dealing with people. Okay. And then we've got the word colony that came out. So perhaps this has something to do with lands, with properties, with establishments, with governments. All right, so colony. I'm going to stop there with this deck, okay? And I have... Give me just a moment. I'm feeling one of my decks to see if there's anything there that I need to engage with to get some further insight into this particular story. And yes, okay. So let's see. This is my What's the Situation deck. What's going on? We got all of this drama with folks trying to take some shit that ain't theirs, and they just keep trying. They need to stop trying. I was at the store yesterday, and I was at some stores, they have people called, well, I don't know what they call them around, but I learned that there's some stores that have people called floor walkers, okay? What are floor walkers? Floor walkers are people that follow you around the store and basically stalk you in the store as you're shopping. They pretend like they're shopping too. And maybe they are, or maybe they're not. But they pretend like they're shopping. And there was a floor walker or a shopper, who knows what the person was. And that person had on a shirt that said, "To give up." And it's like the person just kept walking where I could see them in the shirt. I noticed that too. People have their sayings on their shirt and they just want to make sure you saw it. It's like, did you see what I'm wearing? Did you see that? It's like, I don't care what you got on. It doesn't matter to me. Because your words on your shirt can't do nothing to me. It's just words on a shirt. But the words on the shirt said, give up. You know, it was a certain color shirt and a certain color words on the shirt. You know, so for some people, colors matter a whole lot. And so I noticed, because I just couldn't, at some point, it's like, okay, you're right in front of me. You really want me to see this? And I said to myself, why would I? Well, first of all, I knew they weren't talking to me. You know, because the New Yorker in me comes out. I'm like, you're not talking to me. And I'm not even going to think you're talking to me. But as I'm shuffling, but the words, it dawned on me. I said, who would wear a shirt like that? It's basically a command telling someone to give up on something. But in this instance, I would tell those buffoons who are just relentless at trying to steal something from someone that they should give up on their effort. But it's just me saying that. People do what they're going to do. So as people do what they're, obsessed with doing, you have to be obsessed with your protection of your energy. Okay? If you feel that all of a sudden you were happy and you were fine, and then all of a sudden you start to feel a tug at your sacral chakra. What's the sacral chakra? That's the area behind the navel. If you start to feel a tug at that means somebody's trying to siphon your energy from you. That means there's an energetic vampire nearby. So what do? You have to start to raise your vibe. Okay? And you have to recall your energy back. They don't want you to recall your energy back. All right, here's the cards that came out. We've got propaganda. All right, so there's something that's going on where there's a big propaganda about it. Okay? If you don't know what propaganda means, look it up, because I probably wouldn't be able to give you the real correct meaning of it. To me, it just means like a whole bunch of lies, a whole bunch of lies that have been agreed upon disseminating to the public. Propaganda. Then we've got a self-respecting person, okay? So I would like to venture to believe that the self-respecting person in all of this drama might be the person that folks are trying to steal from. Perhaps that individual might be the self-respecting person, right? So perhaps if that's you who's resonating with this, okay? We've got guards. Okay, so there's some type of activity. Okay, we already saw that there were some knights. Okay, so knights, guards. There's some type of perhaps military activity surrounding this situation. Okay, that has a worldwide coven that is involved with it. So a worldwide group of witches and warlocks that are doing voodoo on somebody. Doing voodoo on a self-respecting person. Has something to do with Christ or Christ consciousness. Has something to do with voting. Has something to do, so voting, that's politics, okay? So it has something to do with that. And then it has something to do with someone or someone's who may be on a down low. So now this can mean a couple of things. This can mean their preferences intimately maybe, or this can mean that they may be undercover, okay? Who knows? So those are the cards that came out with that. Let me see if there's any more going along with this story. Because I just have a little bit of time. So I'm just here. Why not? Keep going. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Are there any other cards from this particular group of cards that are relevant to this story? Thank you. Thank you. And I hope y'all can hear me. I didn't even put in my headset. So that's, I really hope y'all heard me all this time. Or heard me well enough. Alright, so that seems to be it from this. Hold on, something just flipped when I did that. Let's see what that may be. Alright, so 2 cards came out. We've got personal growth. So perhaps through whatever this ordeal that may be going on, perhaps you've grown a lot from it. Perhaps there's been a lot of personal growth that has transpired as a result of you going through all of whatever that has been for you dealing with. And perhaps there's an aunt involved in all of the shenanigans. See if there's anything else here. Thank you. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Anything else from this deck? Thank you. Alright. Put another grouping. And I'm taking my time, So thank you for letting me take my time. Or I wouldn't say letting me take it, but being here while I take it. Okay. Let's see if there's anything with these cards here. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Please help guide this. Thank you. Anything from this particular deck that's relevant? We've got song. So perhaps there's a song involved or something to do with music. Perhaps someone might be a songwriter or a singer, or something to do with entertainment. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, thank you. Anything else from this deck? We've got children that came out. We've got a dad that came out here, and candles. Alright, so there's a father figure. There's something to do with children being involved with this situation. And there's candles. Candles. That would go along with the magical element of this, perhaps with the worldwide cup. Perhaps they're lighting a lot of candles in their black magic pursuits to attempt theft against someone. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Alright, and put this back, and then we'll pull from this last set of cards that I have, see if there's anything relevant to this story from that deck. If so, I'll pull them. Thanks for being here, y'all. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this. Thank you. And you know, this stain on my shirt, I've said it a bunch of times. It's from making dinner. And I just didn't care to switch. I didn't care to do a wardrobe change. So, Source, higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Please help guide this. Is there anything from this particular deck that is relevant to this reading? Thank you. San Diego came out, so perhaps this location might be of interest for someone. We did have West Side that came out on one of the index cards earlier, and now we've got San Diego, so maybe there's some type of connection there. Source, higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me, please help guide this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I think that's it. All right, from this deck. Okay. Lots of cards. But it appears that there's some type of a propaganda situation that's going on right now that may be involving some type of a situation with regards to trying to organize this. Okay. If I blend what came out in the index cards with these, basically there's some type of situation going on where there's some theft attempts that have been made against a self-respecting person, and it has something to do with a worldwide coven that has been doing black magic, voodoo against someone, okay, and in an effort to steal that individual's treasure. Okay, so that's all I'll say about that. And I just am tired right now. I want to be done with this reading, so I'm hoping that this was helpful for whoever is looking to connect some dots out there for whatever it is that you're experiencing. Hopefully some of this may have resonated with someone out there. I do have some folks who watch that are investigating different situations, and perhaps some of these cards were helpful in the effort to put some of their puzzle pieces together. And yeah, I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for you guys who have shown up and who have tuned in. And if you want to support me in my efforts, consider visiting my website at legacykeyleaf.com. You can give this video a like, a share, you can comment, you can subscribe to my channel. And visit me on my other social media. What else can I tell you? Oh, wait a second. I didn't even pull from the tarot. I mean, I've got time. I just picked it up, and at the bottom of the deck was Devil. So whatever is going on in this situation, there's some real wickedness attached to it. Okay? And perhaps in your effort to keep your head up, just do your best to keep your head up. Okay? Because whatever is going on, I won't even put it in the present tense. Whatever went on, the thieves don't win anything. Okay? They don't win. No matter how much they have made attempts. And I'm so happy and grateful about that. source, higher self, Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest vibration, ancestors who love me. Is there anything from the tarot that I am to relay with regards to this particular reading? Thank you. Got the Queen of Pentacles card that came out. Right? So like I said, the thieves don't win anything. Okay? Because this Queen of Pentacles card represents someone who is stable in their foundation. Okay? And sometimes, even if you may not be feeling so stable in your foundation right now, just knowing that this is on a horizon for you to experience means that the thieves don't win anything. Okay? So you keep your head up. Know, K-N-O-W, that your foundation is protected. Do all that you can to move in the direction of what it is that you are, that you can find happiness in working towards. Okay, so whatever those goals are that you have, whatever those dreams, those visions that you have for you, take action on them. Okay, and as you take action on those things, that will assist in the materialization of what's waiting for you to experience. Okay, so you hold on. This card also, I'll give you some adjectives about it so you have some more context. Okay, this Queen of Pentacles, and just because it says Queen of Pentacles, this could be anyone, any gender can hold this energy. But let me read what this means. Okay, I have my reference book. Dependable, nurturing, warm-hearted, sensuous, generous, Earth Mother. Take a realistic view of life, matter-of-fact attitude, reliable and loyal, feeling secure and home-loving, genuine desire to help other people, a lover of animals and children, and someone who's creative and resourceful. So, excuse me, if you found yourself in any of those adjectives, okay, then this card would be a card that would be in resonance with you. Okay, so hold on to your vision, take the action steps necessary for you to reach your goals. Okay, and thank you for tuning in. All right, I'm Kerie Crystal Moonrise, and if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, a like, share, comment, or subscribe. Visit my website at legacykeyleaf.com for tools and resources to help you along your spiritual journey. Okay, I've got sage sticks, I've got lavender sticks, I've got oils, I've got books, I've got all kinds of amazing tools and resources to assist you in your efforts to for your spiritual journey. Okay, that's it for now. Hopefully this helps someone out there, and I'm signing out. Okay, peace.